the 2010 security, the FIFA World Cup in South Africa. He's in charge of the Uganda Cranes security whenever they go to Gabon for the Africa Cup of Nations, wherever they go to for international matches. And he is leaving for Niamey, Niger, tomorrow for the AFCON Under-20 that will run from the 2nd to the 17th of February. That's in Niamey, Niger, and he'll be the head of Group A security, a whole Group A security. He'll be in charge of the opening match, he'll be in charge of the quarterfinal, he'll be in charge of the security at the semi-final, and he'll be in charge of the security at the final of the AFCON Under-20. Who am I talking about? He goes by the name of James Bond. That's how many of you know him. Talking about Dixon Okello, Mr. No Fitina. Welcome to Pressbox.
I'm glad to be here. I'm happy.
Let me just start with a tweet, Dixon, yeah? Because somebody here says, Sir Fabian Pave says, I think Dixon Bond Okello should be made Minister of Security. Guys everywhere cubbing thugs at events. How did this name James Bond come about?
Well, it's partly because whenever I was given an event to handle, I would always accomplish the mission. I would always be there in time and there would never be any violence during the events that I handle. So they said I operate like James Bond.
And you operate like a ghost.
Yeah, then of course we also changed the dress code from security guys and dressed in t-shirts to suits. So they said, anyhow, you fit being the Ugandan James Bond. That's how it really started about 10 years ago.
Tell us about this hat of yours. It's a trademark hat. You never leave it anywhere, wherever you are. People see you with it. Some said it's like Samson's hair. That's your weakness. If somebody gets it off, you're finished.
Well, what will I say? It's my good luck charm. Everywhere I travel, I always go with it. Like my friend Balam has his orange t-shirts. So I always have this whenever I travel. Yeah.
Now, you've handled the quarterfinals, semi-finals, Confederations Cup, CAF Confederations Cup, and the CAF Champions League. Recently, you got a gig with Confederation of Africa Football, for those of you who don't know. And you also attended a FIFA training. Yeah. How did that come by? What is it about?
Well, I am currently a senior security officer with Confederation of African Football, CAF. Partly because they've been monitoring my performances for the last 9 years. Actually, my breakthrough was when we played against Egypt. All the CAF officials were here, and they made it clear that they wanted me to get on board. And with the FIFA events, of course, they wanted 3 guys from Africa to be involved in FIFA security for the next cycle up to 2022 World Cup in Qatar, and I was one of those that were picked. So that's how FIFA came on board with recommendations from CAF. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dixon, we recently had, there were rumors, I don't know if they're true, but people saw on social media about your back and forth tango with the rugby union.
Yeah.
What was that about? Why were you, I don't want to call it attacking them, but why were you going heads on with the rugby union? What had happened?
No, rugby has always been my passion apart from soccer, and I've handled event security for all their matches. What really shocked me was the fact that, as the security officer for the events, I used to know how many tickets were sold, I used to know how much money was collected, and they would always under-declare. For example, there was a time they collected 53 million and they declared 3 million, and the players are not being paid. So I felt it was my responsibility to come out and criticize them constructively. And of course, the players always asked me to speak on their behalf. So I did that for the sake of for the good of the game.
Is it true that you were banned from the rugby club after that?
Nobody has ever banned me. How do you ban me? I'm not supposed to ban them. I run the events in Uganda. Nobody can ban me. Yeah.
All right. Let me take you back to the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. I can say, if I'm not mistaken, that is one event that had a very big impact in your career.
Yeah. I was lucky because, remember we had the World Cup trophy tour here in Uganda in 2009. The FIFA guys were quite impressed with the way we handled the trophy tour here. It got me to South Africa. I did training with the best security guys. And it really helped me out. I handled quite a number of games. I was not senior then, I was a junior security officer then, but it really motivated me. I knew if I worked hard, I would get involved with FIFA and CAF. And some of my dreams have come true. Yeah.
What is it like to be the head of security for the Uganda Cranes? Yeah? What does it take? Because, of course, I want it from a fan's perspective, how you deal with them, and from a player's perspective, how you deal with it.
Well, you know, our players are a bit stubborn.
Are they stubborn?
Yeah, they are. They are. These are egocentric maniacs.
Who's the most stubborn player you've had to?
No, as a security officer, I cannot reveal the names, but there are quite a number of stubborn players,
Okay.
especially the professionals. Not stubborn in a bad way. They believe they have to be treated like, you know, superstars. But anyhow, I've always managed to talk to them. I've always managed to, you know, have a drink with them and talk to them and cool them down. It's not easy managing a national team. There's a lot of politics involved, I'll be sincere with you. So it's a matter of talking, how you discuss with them, how you deal with the federation and all that, and things will work out.
And you have no friends when it comes to.
I have no personal friend. Even my own brothers know they cannot appear in an event when I'm there and stuff.
Yeah, because you've banned me from an event before.
I've banned so many people, even Balam himself in his own show. So that's the way I operate, yeah.
Okay. Just before, my producer is telling me we have about a minute to wind up. So I'll just ask you very quick fire questions.
Yeah.
Just answer them with one answer. Don't think about it too much. And I'll start with, what's the hardest event you've handled?
Well, it was the finals of the Confederation Cup. Vita Sports versus Virgin Casablanca in Kinshasa last year in December.
Why?
It wasn't easy because we had to get rid of all the police and army guys on the pitch, and that's what we did. CAF rules, they don't want police or army on the pitch.
Who are the most stubborn fans you've encountered?
There's Uncle Man and his group. They believe they have the right to walk on the pitch all the time. So all the time you have to push them away.
What's the best and worst part about your job?
The best part is when you deliver and people are happy. The worst part is when you're bouncing your friends. People who come and they believe they have to get you to a show or a soccer match without tickets. You have to be tough about that.
And finally, who is the most stubborn individual you have had to guard? The most stubborn?
Well, it was Uganda versus Egypt when Salah was here.
Salah
was here. Big superstar. He believed he owned the ground, like Uganda was his own country, so it wasn't easy. You had to watch him all the time. All the media guys were watching, and I mean, all wanted to interview him, so it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy then.
All right, thanks a lot, James Bond. So tomorrow you're leaving for Niamey, Niger?
Yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'll be there for 3 weeks, then get back and plan for the World Under-17 and World Under-20. FIFA's already confirmed that, so I'm happy about that.
Okay, fantastic. Many thanks for coming on the show tonight. I've been talking to Dixon Okello, also known as James Bond, and because we're time barred, I want to throw it back to Andrew and the lads that side to continue this conversation about the top 3 greatest footballers of all time. And just before I do that, let me just sample some tweets before I throw it back to them. Godfrey Lusiba says, please tell Mia that Liantonde URA loves and remembers him. Cheers to David Chiwanuka, Tilika, Mbazira, Kajamba, etc. And then we also have Cero Romano saying, my finest is Dennis Onyango at number 3, David Oboa at number 2, Ibrahim Sekaja at number 1, Murunjike Ronald, you say, the fans have deserted the stadiums, yet in Jackson Mayanja's time, the stadiums were full. Why? Mugalu Jim says, why wasn't Uganda Cranes qualifying for AFCON, yet legends like Jackson Mayanja seem to have been very talented? Sam Daka says, number 1, Philip Omondi, no doubt. Number 2, Jackson Mayanja. Number 3, Majid Magic Musisi. Maybe one more before I throw it back to you guys. Solskjaer of Chagwe, that's P. Chiganda, says, whenever Max Ali and David Lumansi talk about these players I never watched, I feel robbed, but my top 3 would be David Oboa, Dennis Onyango, and Ibrahim Sekaja. Andrew.
There you go. Thank you very much, Joel Kamadi. I'm telling you, Joel, that debate, you've suddenly been having